It's the opening night party at Nigel and Reza's Indian restaurant in the south of France. And although most of the locals have never even tasted a curry before, the food's a great success.
Super. I love the aubergine dish. I think it was excellent, really fabulous.
Now, though, for the first time, the restaurant has to start earning its living. Tonight they are open for business properly, and whilst the reservations are coming in, it's still too early to know if they'll be anywhere near full. But just when it all seems to be coming together, Reza suffers a minor disaster that could upset everything. After months of planning, redecorating and re-equipping, their L'été Indien restaurant in the little village of Laurac. This is the moment they've all been waiting for. It's the official opening night. Nigel's having to put to the back of his mind the fact that he's just split up with his French girlfriend, Céline. Now's not the time to think about his personal life. In just over an hour's time, their very first paying guests will start to arrive. So everyone's nerves are on edge.
Rez, why are you putting those up now? I thought we'd agreed on these.
What?
Why are you putting the lamps up now? Why are you moving them around?
I'm not moving them around.
That one's not going to be that height, is it?
It is, because it's going to go above the table.
Well, how's the person sitting there going to get round?
Well, the table's going to be moved. I've just moved the table. It goes in the middle of the table.
Oh, see, sorry, OK, sorry.
Wake up.
Sorry, so you... OK, so you've moved that out. OK, yeah. That's... No, all right, I am a little bit nervous.
Alan, can you just hold it from... Hold that, yeah, just hold it.
His name's Mark.
Oh, Mark.
Who is making the fruit punch?
It's all very disorganised. The customers are supposed to be offered a fruit cup laced with vodka as the first night treat. That's if they can get the blender to work.
There's a major problem.
What's that?
On the menu is fruit cup.
Oh, it's working.
Oh, it's going.
Clearly, the eye of the maitre d' hasn't been on the ball.
It wasn't on.
I give up on you lot.
The guests are due here in an hour, and we haven't made the fruit cup because we haven't worked out how the blender works. Yes!
The next thing you need to make a decent vodka cocktail is, of course, vodka.
How much vodka do you need?
This is all the vodka we have in the place.
What happens if they ask for the vodka special? That's the special bit, no vodka. Christian, where are you going?
Christian has to dash off to get more fruit for the cocktail.
It's already gone.
But the guests will be here soon.
Yes, you manage.
Where are you going to? How far away? Can you get some vodka while you're there?
Of course, the other thing the French are keen on is their wine.
Well, that's really hopeless. Rez?
Yeah?
Let me just show you where the other
Listen, you drew up this, didn't you?
Yeah.
This list.
Got 2 bottles of
This is which unfortunately happens to be the first red you hit. Yeah. The Merlot Chazelet, right? We've got 2 bottles of. Only 2 bottles.
There was a whole load of wines which had arrived.
No, but look.
She's looking at.
Oh, maybe they're in the boxes.
They're in the boxes.
Can you be quiet for one moment? Because these...
Calm down, don't get your knickers in a twist, because I'm sure everything's there. Really?
Okay?
Yeah.
I know you're in a rush to put your costume on, Nigel, but how are you feeling?
I can't believe that in a moment we're going to be actually serving real customers. Up to now it's been kind of an academic exercise. And suddenly the realisation has come that all this preparation, all these months of work, all these months of worry, all these months of trying to get the finance together is now about to happen with real people arriving with real money and expecting really good Indian food and maybe not liking it. Are you happy with the starters?
Yes, today I am happy.
We've got 33 bookings, which is fantastic.
At this moment, their first guests arrive, early.
These must be friends? Oh, maybe this is our first booking. Rez! Hi. Hang on, we've met... God, they're too early. Are these the first bookings? Is this the first guy? Ooh la la! Are these bookings?
Already a second couple have arrived, and the telephone scarcely stops ringing. They can take a maximum of 50 people in the restaurant, and they're now nearing 40 bookings for this evening so far.
You should be able to accommodate that because you said 44. Okay, let's forget the shoot. Bienvenue.
Reza deals with the first guests efficiently. Nigel has been told it's important to make small talk with their guests to make them feel comfortable.
Et habite à Lorac?
Non, User, c'est pas très loin.
User.
Rue de l'Argentière.
Ah, très bon. Okay. Bienvenue.
Merci.
I didn't understand a single word they were saying. I sort of,
You didn't understand the same.
no, I mean, just had to kind of bluff my way through.
More people are arriving by the minute.
Merci.
Nigel appears to have successfully taken his very first order. It's a simple menu. Thin slices of chicken marinated with chili and ginger and cooked with onions, alongside Himalayan basmati rice with lemons and caramelized onions. Prawn curry simmered in a vegetable yogurt and cashew nut sauce, and diced cubes of braised leg of lamb with pickling spices, aubergine and spinach. For starters, there's a selection of marinated chicken pieces and spicy lamb and lentil cakes. Suddenly, the place is almost full, and they've only been open half an hour.
They're all very relaxed, and it always happens. Everyone arrives at the same time. It's always typical any restaurant.
And the people who are late are late. The people who are on time are on time.
And it always happens, and then eventually you find that it sort of settles in, and then it just becomes easy.
Reza glides around the restaurant with the grace and confidence of a man who's been doing this for years. Nigel, on the other hand, is still having difficulty with the first customer's bottle of wine.
Right, this hasn't come out. Reza, problem. Hang on, there are other clients arriving.
In desperation, Nigel tries some unorthodox tactics.
Ramsey's amused anyway. So what do I do with this now? This is for the staff. Okay, we drink.
By 8 o'clock, only an hour after they've opened, every seat is either taken or reserved.
Bon appetit.
Bonsoir.
How's it going at this stage, Nige?
I've done about 3 tables and it's exhausting because the tension is so high and you want to get it right. Jem, do these people got problems? Bonsoir, bienvenue.
People keep arriving. They can't even fit in this one lady on her own, so she's accepted a reservation for tomorrow instead.
Yeah. Je suis très désolé.
There's simply no more space anywhere.
À demain, possible, peut-être. Merci beaucoup. This is crazy, we're turning people away after all this. You just can't fit these people in.
Only on his first night of proper restaurant work, and the new maitre d' of l'été indien is physically exhausted.
My back is seriously in danger of going. You know, it's been weak for a few months. I had a problem a few months ago. Mon Dieu. Olivier,
You're in the right business then, Nige.
Olivier, vite, 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 parce que mon dos.
Vous avez mal au dos?
Oui, mal de dos, parce que depuis 6 mois, mon dos est fini.
I think Nigel's having a very tough time. He didn't realize how hard it was going to be. And the catering industry is a tough industry. It's not an easy task, and it's always like this. And you're always having to be in the restaurant, and one has to be hands-on all the time.
Do you think he'll stay the course?
It just depends on how committed he is with this business.
It's been such hard work, and turning people away is the hardest thing of all.
But look, this is the first night.
I know, I'm exhausted.
Like
I'm absolutely exhausted. There's no way I can't do this every
We've
night.
been working up to this for months now, and this night we're going to collapse.
It's well past midnight, and the last of the diners are on their way home. But Nigel's job is far from over. All the order papers and invoices must be reconciled, all the cash and every cheque scrutinised.
So, Nige, everyone's left for the evening and it's just you counting the checks. How do you feel it's gone tonight?
Well, it's gone fantastically well, but you know, it's 2:30, and this has to be accounted for, which is fine. Look, don't get me wrong, it's been a fantastic evening. I'm not dispirited.
Next morning, and for the first time in weeks, a chance for a brief lie-in up at Les Fabres. It's a rare opportunity for Reza and Nigel to chill out to the sound of Schubert. However badly played. But after such a successful opening night, there's lots that needs to be done. Running a restaurant day in, day out is a never-ending task. Fresh meat, vegetables and fruit are required from local markets every day. Bookings for tonight again look very good.
Nigel?
Yes.
Where's Reza?
Rez
I can't
is,
find
he's gone up to pick up the legume
Yeah.
on the motor bicyclette.
Reza said he'd be back at the restaurant before the shops and markets close at noon. In fact, there's been a dramatic development. Reza's had an accident, and the implications for his future and the restaurant's could be very serious indeed. It's only the day after the official opening of Nigel and Reza's Indian restaurant in the Ardèche, but there's been an unexpected crisis. Reza skidded off his motor scooter on a gravelly corner of the road on the way back from buying provisions for the restaurant in a local market. And he's ended up in the casualty unit of the local general hospital in Aubenas. He wasn't travelling fast, but both his hands were badly grazed and bruised by the fall. Now he needs painful surgery to remove the individual razor-sharp pieces of gravel from each hand. And there's no anaesthetic. Well aware that he's badly needed to help in L'été Indien this evening, Reza discharges himself.
They gave you some painkillers?
Yeah, they gave me some painkillers.
Is it still painful now?
Yeah, it's sore.
What, the
It's
left or the
throbbing.
right?
The right more so, because it's the right which took the worst of the fall. Hello.
Oh, can you make...
It's okay, it's okay.
How on earth did it happen?
Well, I just skidded on gravel when I turned.
Were you going fast?
No, not even,
no,
I wasn't
no,
going
no,
that fast. And the thing is, I
didn't
just
know.
turned right, going towards Laura. And as I turned right, I just skidded
No,
on
he
gravel.
got his...
Yeah,
you know.
had my helmet on, yeah.
Heureusement.
Do you have some?
It's dawning on Nigel just what a disaster this could be. Reza's the only one who has any experience whatsoever of Indian cuisine.
Can't work at all.
Well, no, I mean, he can't work, but he's also said he can't work, because he's not going to work.
Right.
So we're going to be, I mean, one major person down tonight.
Over the next few days, L'été Indien is packed every night. Business simply couldn't be better.
Bonsoir, l'été indien, really fleury.
But far from beginning to improve, Reza's health seems to deteriorate. He appears to be in more and more pain. Eventually, Sally Ann takes Reza back to Aubenas for a checkup at the hospital, and the diagnosis is not good for anyone.
4 will be okay.
Well, there are 4 here, but
Yes, the green, the white.
what, this one?
As well.
Rez.
Right.
Oh, well.
I'm off for a month now. Because it got septic, it's got an infection. So I've decided I'm going to go to London.
Really? But why can't you stay
Well, if
here?
I'm off for a month, then you know, I don't know the language. There's no point me hanging around. You know,
What?
he can manage, but you've got Christian here to support you. the chefs are all in place, everyone's here, you know, and it's not a huge thing where you need me. You know.
Well, I need you.
Nigel, you'd be very capable of doing it.
Well,
you're very capable of actually
maybe this
doing
is
it.
the time.
And this is a good, actually this is a good
Listen,
test.
if you've got if you feel you have to go back to London, then you must go.
And it's a good testing point for you. It'll be good for you to start getting into the business. Take care.
And I'll call you every day, right?
All right. Goodbye.
Don't drive too fast, Sal, will you?
As the weeks pass, the restaurant continues to do well. But without Reza, the workload is almost overwhelming for the others. Exhausted night after night, this isn't exactly what Nigel had in mind when he first came up with the idea of l'été indien. And on top of all that, something else Nigel hadn't really reckoned with.
How much is the tax?
The tax are different.
The huge amount of daily bureaucracy and paperwork anyone running a business in France, especially a restaurant, must attend to.
Well, they will find something else. Don't worry, they will. The problem is all this paper. You worried about that?
I am worried about it.
Well, you better change all the system, and you will be elected like a mayor, and you will change that for us. Don't you think?
I shall stand to be the mayor of Lorac.
Yes,
Do you think that would be a
yes.
good idea? that would solve the problems.
Unfortunately, it's now time for Sally Ann to go back home. She's been here with virtually no pay for far longer than the few weeks she originally suggested. So now, with the offer of a proper job in London, she's off to Montélimar station to catch the TVG train. It's been a unique experience for both of them.
Look what you've done. The restaurant's beautiful, food's fantastic, you're packed every night. Nobody thought you could do it in the beginning. I wasn't that confident, I must admit.
You weren't that confident. That's
Had
the
my
first time
moments.
I've heard you say that.
Had my moments, but it's fantastic. You should be really, really proud of what you've done.
Just hope it's on time, because the last thing you want is a delayed train.
Well, if it's late, you go, and I'll just wait.
Silly.
You've got to get back and run the empire.
Oh, don't. No, this has been really good, babe.
Yeah, it's been really good.
You've been fantastic, and I really, really appreciated how hard you've worked. Oh, babe, you've been absolutely fantastic, eh?
Saying goodbye proves harder than either of them had expected.
Thanks for everything. You've been fantastic. Bye.
Over the weeks that follow, the restaurant's reputation spread, and the place is full nearly every night. But it's not turned out at all the way Nigel had hoped. There's no instant fortune to be made here for him and Reza, or even Nippy, who's considering joining the project. They missed much of the early season, and it'll take months, if not years, to recoup the startup costs and go into profit. In the meantime, with a lot of hard graft, there's just about a modest living to be made.
You first conceived this idea 9 months ago, and you've done it. What do you think?
Well, I guess the final analysis is that it's been a success. Whether we can sustain this, only time will tell. And to be honest, whether I really want to do this for the rest of my life, running a restaurant, which I find really draining and arduous and quite boring and very hard work, time only will tell. But on the positive front, I've got a fantastic... L'été indien Aurélie Fleury, oui? Oui, bonsoir? Oui? Pour ce soir, non, je suis désolé, nous sommes complets. Oui, Lundi, c'est possible? À quelle heure?
No, Nigel. Not on Monday, Tuesday. We are closed on Monday.
Lundi, ce n'est pas possible. Et, mardi? Oui. Le nom est...
The summer seems long gone. Nigel is home in London for a short break, whilst Christiane remains in charge at L'été Indien during the quiet run-up to Christmas. Reza's organised a get-together at the Star in honour of a surprise guest whom Nigel hasn't seen for a while.
You've grown.
He has, hasn't he? How are you? Are you all right? Oh, good to see you.
How was the flight?
Very good.
Oh, it's so good to see you anyway.
Yeah, how are you, Reza? How's the
Reza.
Fine.
Can I see?
Recovered, look. Gone. Just a bit of scarring, but it's
You've
that's
got a
it.
scar then.
Yeah, but that's it.
Estate agent Manu's over because Reza, like so many others, has been charmed by the Ardèche, and he too now wants to buy a house there. Almost 4 years to the day since Nigel had his original idea.
Properties, it's sort of, Manu's come with some stuff which I'm interested in buying something there.
What, in the Ardèche?
Yeah. Nigel?
Shush,
Is
boy.
it sort of, can you smell perfume?
Manu has also brought with him a letter from Nigel's ex-girlfriend, Céline.
Anyway, so let's get on with this. So yeah, you were saying about this property here. I like this one. I really do. I think this is gorgeous, really.
Inside Céline's envelope, there's a photograph that Nigel hadn't spotted.
Actually, I'll tell you something. At least he's more her age. I love it.
I have some big news to announce, and I want you to be the first to know.
It's more her age.
J'ai rencontré quelqu'un. I've met somebody else.
She does look very happy, and that's good.
And she looks tired. Maybe.
Oh, stop it. Baby?
What?
You have
Oh
forgotten
my God,
that?
what's that?
That's her new man, her
You're
new
joking.
boo. That's
You're
him.
joking. Oh my God. God, he's quite good looking too, isn't he? Young.
Good looking.
After a few glasses of champagne, it was quite like the old days back in Les Fabres.
This rover, oh shit, crossed over.
There's only one person missing, Nigel's new girlfriend, Sally Ann.
On the sunny side, I said, sunny side, I said, sunny side of the street.
And finally, a little serious late-night discussion about Nigel's whole future in France.
The bureaucracy is stifling France, and actually, the French government themselves recognise this, I think. So there's a real...
Nigel's come up with a brilliant idea, which could solve a lot of problems.
What I'm thinking about doing is picking up on an idea that Manu's mum said, and she said if you want to change anything in France, there's only one way to do it, and that's to stand as mayor. So that's what I want to do. I want to stand as mayor, as the next mayor of Lorac.
To order the book A Place in France, An Indian Summer for $7.99, call 0870 1234 344 or click onto channel4.com/shop. Next, Who Kidnapped Shergar? 4 delves into the underworld where men claim to have the answer.